Hey everybody, I'm back this week. It's really cold, so I thought I'd do some soup in the microwave for you guys today. You might be saying, soup? What's so special about doing that in the microwave? Well, this is French onion soup in the microwave. Something you might normally have to start on the stove, but I'm going to show you how to do a nice one serving size within just a couple minutes in the microwave. So, start out with your traditional oversized mug. And yes, our friend, the one with the broken handle, is back. Mostly because I've used all the other ones testing other recipes. Had some good ones, had some bad ones, had some... But anyway, start out with a cup of chopped onions. I pre-chopped it so you didn't have to watch me spend 10 minutes chopping onions and crying. So anyway, I don't care how you get your chopped onions, but you need chopped onions. So go ahead and dump a cup of those into the bottom of your bowl. Sorry, I just had to think about something. And then you're going to get a tablespoonful of butter. Put that on top of your onions. Get yourself a teaspoonful of olive oil. Then you're going to put that on top of everything else. Get that going in there. And we're going to head to the microwave. We're going to pop them in there for 2 minutes, and then we're going to check on them. Meanwhile, you can put maybe the rest of your onion away. Get a cute little onion keeper. This thing has amused me all the time, just because it looks like an onion. And some of the other stuff you're going to need are beef broth, cheese of whatever kind you like. I got mozzarella. You need some sugar. You'll need some croutons. Of course, you need your onions, your olive oil. You'll need some sugar. You need some white cooking wine. You know, the recipe calls for a dry white cooking wine, so I just got the usual kind you can buy at Walmart. But if you wanted to get fancy, I'm sure you could buy some sort of special wine, dry white wine, yeah, whatever. We're all fancy here, I know. Get yourself a fork or a spoon, whichever you prefer. And as soon as this is done, we're going to stir it all up and see how wilty our onions are. This one may take a little longer sometimes, but you're going to be doing it in like minute intervals, 2-minute intervals. Nothing terrible. My cat's acting like a nutbag again. Oh yeah, I gave him one of his colored mice. He thinks it's great. Yeah, I'm looking at you. And in 30 seconds here, we will check on our onions. Might need a pot holder. I don't know if your mug will be hot or not, depending on what kind of mug you have. So we put our olive oil away. As usual, you can see I have the economy size bottle of everything. Yeah, as soon as we check it after this 2 minutes, you're going to need a teaspoonful of, oh no, a fourth a teaspoon of sugar. Get your onions out. You can see their butter's going to be started to be melted. They're going to be nice and sizzling. If you don't like as many onions in your French onion soup, you could probably use half a cup. It'll still be the same cooking times, but I like got a lot of onions in mine. So, heaping fourth a teaspoon of sugar. Plop that right in there with everything else. Stir that in. And you're going to cook it another 2 minutes. Keep an eye on it. Yeah, it might boil up a little bit from the juices from the onion. If you think you see it boiling up too much, just pop it open, pop the microwave open. Let the foam go down, shut it again. And put my sugar away. The point of all this right now is to get your onions nice and wilty, so they aren't so crunchy and strong when you eat your soup. And after we do this step, we're going to stir in your white cooking wine, your beef stock, and some water. Not a lot of water, just a little bit. In fact, how much water did I say we're going to need? We're only going to need 1/4 cup of water. Yes, I'm using my lovely measuring cups today that are so old the handles are broken off, but hey, that's what we do. They still work. Step out of camera so you can focus on the microwave. I know, it's thrilling watching the microwave. But usually this is the time, if I wasn't talking to you on camera, I'd turn on some sort of good TV, because it's usually directly over the camera view to my TV. Well, one of my TVs. Get our onions nice and wilty. Pardon all the frying pans and mess and everything, but it's been a big cooking weekend. Not really for anybody in particular, mostly just for me. And again, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I can pretty much figure out a microwave recipe for anything. Okay. Oh, sizzling nice and good. And you can see that your onions are nice and wilty in the bottom. Give them a good stir. Then get yourself, what did I say I was going to do here? A tablespoonful, or no. Well, first you have to get something to open the bottle with. Your hands are greasy. Yeah, more like oniony. Now, what did I say I was going to use? I'm trying to convert a recipe from like a bigger recipe to a smaller one serving size, so sometimes it's not always as easy. That's what I was going to do. A tablespoonful of your cooking wine. Get that in there. Then you need a cup to start with of your beef broth. And if you think you want more broth than that, you can go ahead and put the whole can in. But that is a tablespoonful of your cooking wine, a cup of the beef broth, and I'm going to go put a 1/4 cup of water in this. Sorry, I cannot transport my sink. Get a little bit of water in there. You think you want to bump it up a little bit, if you think you don't have enough soup in your mug, you can always take a little more beef stock, and this is not going to change the temperature or anything. But remember, you're going to be putting cheese and croutons on top of this later. So anyway, you're going to put this back in your microwave for 2 more minutes. And then after 2 minutes, we're going to check on it, and if it's a temperature you like, then we'll continue on to the next step. But if you think you want it a little hotter than that, then you can do it another minute. As per usual, start cleaning up after yourself. I just found that's a whole lot easier way to keep your kitchen clean. Try not to trip over the cat. So you're still going to need your cheese and your croutons. Like I said, I'm using mozzarella cheese because that's kind of traditional, but you can use any kind of cheese you want. And I'm just using croutons because it's quick and easy, and let's face it, that's what I'm all about. But if you want to use, oh, and again, keep an eye on it for maybe boiling up a little bit. If you want to use like a fancy piece of crusty bread or something, go ahead, that's up to you. I was just at the grocery store to get an onion, and I did stare at the artisanal breads a while, but I have croutons at home, so I went with that. Now I'll get a spoon. Yeah, pardon this. I'm actually just getting the other part of my lunch ready. let us check on our soup. Stir around, maybe give it a little taste. Tasting good, but I'm going to do mine another 2 minutes because I just didn't think it was hot enough for my taste. Hot pad to set it on. I know, I hope I'm not too boring for you today, but this is just one of the ones that takes a little bit more microwave time, but it's completely worth it. Snack on some croutons while you're waiting. Now mine's starting to boil up a little bit. Just keep an eye on it so it doesn't boil over for you. But that's when you know it's probably really good and cooked and hot. I'm going to take it out. It ended up cooking about another minute and a half. You can see the onions have pretty much floated to some of the onions have floated to the top along with a little piece of paper I somehow accidentally put in there. Give it a good stir, and you can see your onions are cooked. So what you do now, take a handful or however many you want, or if you use fancy bread, you can plop your croutons on top, just enough to cover I put enough to cover the top in. And I'm going to put some cheese over the top. Again, you're not going to get exact measurements from me on the cheese because I like cheese on mine. And I'm going to put it back in the microwave for about, providing the mug is hot, sorry, for about 15 seconds. Just enough to get the cheese nice and gooey so you get that good French toast taste. Okay, now your cheese is melted, your bowl's probably hot, and yeah, mine boiled over a little bit. Oh, I always do that. But you have the perfect little mug of French onion soup to warm you up on a cold, snowy day like today. You can see, you get that gooey cheese going, just like your, and you know what? I think it's salty enough because of the cheese and the onions and the white cooking one and the beef broth and everything. But you can season this up however you want. And yes, it's probably going to be really hot, so you might want to wait a minute or two. Yeah, that's good. Got the perfect string cheese. So you go enjoy this like I'm going to. And I'll see you in a week or two, depending on if I get any suggestions and what ideas I can come up with. Bye.